Another edition of Pub Politics on a Thursday night this week. It feels a little weird.
Awkward.
Yeah, it does feel. We'll soldier through and try to get through it. Wes Donahue here on the Republican side, Phil Bailey on the Democratic side. It's been a while since it's been the three of us.
It has been.
So I don't know if we can get into a groove here or what, but
we can work it out.
Yeah, and it's a good time to be doing this, the three of us, because we already had the RNC in Tampa. Mm-hmm. Wes, I know you were there for a little bit.
Yep.
Phil, you spent some time in Charlotte this week for the DNC. I understand you were one of the top dance performers at the John Legend show up there. Is that true?
John Legend's a legend.
There we go.
It's worth dancing.
That's all that needs to be said. All right, so let's break it down. Now, obviously, this is running on a Thursday night, so as we're running this, President Obama about to speak in Charlotte. So we don't have the convention fully in the books yet for the DNC, but just your takeaways quick, Wes, when you look at both the RNC and the DNC, and if you're comparing and contrasting the two, what are your initial thoughts?
It's funny because now I think it's the Republicans who have become the party of hope and change. What I see out of the Democratic Party is just tired old rhetoric. I mean, a question this week that a lot of Republicans are throwing up is, are you better than you were 4 years ago? And even the president himself says, I grade myself as incomplete, because he knows they're not. I mean, and when you see things from the DNC like activists booing, putting God into their platform, it shows how out of touch those guys really have become. Phil is a different kind of Democrat. When you start seeing these Democrats from places like California and Connecticut come into the Carolinas and Charlotte, you realize how liberal that party has become.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
It is.
Okay, all right.
It is, my good conservative friend.
I think that the two big points of contrast is, one is the energy level. The Republican National Committee convention in Tampa, you saw a crowd that just really was not excited about their nominee. A lot of surrogates had to come out there and try to, quote, humanize Mitt Romney. You've seen the first 2 days in the Democratic National Convention is just this level of energy. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, absolutely hit it out of the park the first night. And then last night with President Bill Clinton doing a point-by-point counter of everything that came out of Tampa, and really was one of the best political speeches I've ever seen. I think it just shows that there's a huge energy level, and the other thing is the Democrats are armed with facts and reality, and they're putting it on display and making their case why President Obama deserves it 4 more years.
I want to ask you guys each a point about your respective conventions. Talking about Bill Clinton on Wednesday night, is he still a more popular Democrat than Barack Obama is?
Yes.
I think
is that a problem for the president this week?
I think the president is extremely popular. President Obama is extremely popular among Democrats. President Clinton still remains very popular. Hillary Clinton still remains very popular. Michelle Obama is extremely popular. We have just a level of excitement that the Republicans cannot match.
Well, and I want to agree with him. I think President Clinton is still popular, and he's even popular among some Republicans because he did help get the economy on track, and a lot of that was because he pushed conservative ideas. This Democratic Party is not the party of Bill Clinton anymore. It has become extremely liberal in those, 12 years now. That's why they have to trot Bill Clinton back out to try to pretend they are still this party of economic freedom that they kind of used to try to be, and they're just not anymore. They are not the party that they were in the days of Clinton.
I think President Clinton last night gave a wonderful case about how the Democratic Party and under his legacy and Obama's are the party that are actually the good stewards of economic prosperity.
I want you to address what Phil said about the energy level and the excitement. I don't know if the Clint Eastwood thing was an attempt to maybe get some of the energy up, but for your thoughts on the energy and excitement, number one, and then tell me what the whole Eastwood thing was about. Would you, as a strategist, would you have scheduled him to make an appearance at the convention?
Yes, I would.
Or would you have at least scripted
I'll tell you this. Yes, I would have had him out there. He's a great conservative. I would never put anybody up on a stage like that without seeing their script.
Okay.
So regardless if it was Clint Eastwood or Betty White or Bill Clinton or anybody, they wouldn't go up there if they were under my control. I just disagree. I was there. There was a ton of excitement. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was partying. Let's be honest, the conservatives probably aren't going to party as hard as the Democrats do. So, when it comes to excitement and party time, just by the nature of being conservatives, they're more conservative.
I just look at the crowd shots on television, compare it to the Tampa. You see it's just a crowd that is more energetic, more engaged than what was going on in Tampa.
I want to give you a chance, Phil, to defend the chair of the Democratic Party, there was Nikki Haley, the governor, was up in Charlotte and during the DNC. Some state Democrats held a press conference down here saying, where's Nikki Haley? She needs to be back in this state. Dick Harpootlian went and said that he compared Nikki Haley to Ava Braun, talking about her hiding away in a bunker, of reference to the Hitler mistress. Was that over the line, Phil?
It's something I would not have said.
Okay.
But you know,
you wouldn't have tweeted that out on
no,
he wouldn't have said it, but he'd tweet it.
It's something I would not have said. I think it was a poor choice of words, but I think that's Dick Harpootlian. I mean, you want that in a party chairman who goes out there and delivers an aggressive counter message. And I think what the point of what he was saying was Governor Haley should be back here in Columbia, back here in South Carolina. She's been away for 2 weeks. I think the most dangerous place in the world is between the National Press Corps and Nikki Haley. She's going out there promoting herself, not promoting South Carolina jobs.
And this is what the Democrats keep saying, but listen, they keep talking about how great Rahm Emanuel is, and they're touting him all over the convention, and Rahm Emanuel has become the leading fundraiser for the Democratic Party. He's in Charlotte while his city of Chicago is literally killing itself. Killing itself. But they throw out this rhetoric about Nikki Haley, but you never see that kind of rhetoric about people like Rahm Emanuel.
You guys, initial thoughts on how Charlotte, Carolina's handled this DNC?
Well, I was up there, and Charlotte did a great job. Great host city. Everything was moving pretty efficiently. The folks were very friendly, very helpful. I'm sure the same thing down in Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa was great. I'm glad to see Charlotte did so well. I'm also glad to see President Obama come back to the Carolinas. He hadn't stepped foot in South Carolina since he won. It would be nice if he'd come back to the Palmetto State every once in a while.
All right, well, we're glad you guys are here in our studio every week, but usually Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays. You never know. PubPoliticsLive.com is the website to catch these guys every week. Of course, you can also watch them here on Watch Fox News at 10. Guys, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back to you.